Yeah, now Danny has been in the kitchen, she's cooked, I've been in the kitchen, I've cooked. So you guys have been on our Facebook page and said, why doesn't Joe cook? So here he is, everybody.
Today is the day, and I thought it'd be a perfect time with Valentine's Day coming up to show something that I do in our kitchen it really isn't too difficult. You're not making a homemade sauce, whipping together all these certain things. You can buy a jar. I'll tell you how to put it all together. We'll talk about the ingredients first, which you can see here. We have garlic powder, onion powder, 2 different sauces. Now this is what makes my chicken vodka Alfredo unique, and this is what I really like. I love Alfredo, but I also love vodka Alfredo. This one alone sometimes is too creamy.
Right.
This one sometimes a little too tomatoey. I like to fuse them together to create insane goodness. So that's what we're going to do on the show. Then we have minced garlic, cracked pepper, parsley flakes, and Parmesan cheese. You can always pour some nice wine, too, for Valentine's Day. So what we need to do first, Cherish, I washed my hands right before the show started, is get these chicken breast tenderloins going. You can just put them right in here. And chicken you want to cook all the way through, Cherish. When you cooked on the show before, you've mentioned how important that is as well.
Absolutely.
So make sure you do that, fellas. I left a little bit, these are pretty trimmed and ready to go, but I left a little bit of the fat and cartilage on there. Usually when I'm doing this at home, I take all that out, but like Sweet Brown says, ain't nobody got time for that when you're cooking on a TV show. So we're going to let this get going, and what we're going to do is during the commercial segments when this is going for a little while, I'm going to add the onion and the garlic powder to that, and that gives it that nice brown look to it, and it also gives it some nice flavor, some spices, some garlic and onion powder in there. It really makes the chicken delicious. I'm also going to turn on this burner and get this water boiling because we're going to start to boil our pasta in the next segment as well. We're going to add the Alfredo sauces, and it's all going to come together so good.
Sounds great. And you mentioned that sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get those gristly pieces off. Sometimes it takes less time too if you let it cook and then get it off. And then you get some more of the meat sometimes if you do it afterwards.
Right. One other option for you real quick. Sometimes when I do this part of the process, I also drain it afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll have time to do that today, but I like to do that when I have time to drain it because therefore you can just, you get rid of some of that oiliness, you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
So, we are browning these. I'm about to add that onion and garlic powder, and we'll continue in just a little bit. But coming up next here on Studio 10, guys, we got that basketball story I've been telling you about.
Welcome back to Studio 10. We are in our great kitchen set. We're cooking with Joe.
Yeah, chicken vodka Alfredo, something great for guys to do on Valentine's Day for your ladies. And my version is a little bit easier than all the professional chefs do it out there. So you can do this at home. Check out this chicken, guys. It's got that real nice golden brown that I was talking about. That's why I add the garlic and onion powder just a little bit later because it burns into it real well, and you can see it turned out perfectly there. Now, we also have a real nice boil on our water over there. You want to wait till your water gets boiling before you add your pasta. And this, I think, is key. I love the farfalle or bow tie pasta. I think it really goes great with this dish because once you put it on the plate and you pour that sauce onto it, it really just kind of lets the sauce in there and scoops it up and creates a nice bed for that sauce to sit in so you get all that good flavor. So I really like the bow tie pasta with this dish. You definitely got to give it a shot. Now, one other thing I want you to do, Cherish, is it's nice to have a side with this, maybe a salad to start off with, also maybe some garlic bread. So if you can spray that down. And guys, this is the easy way to do it. Just go pick up some Texas toast or something like that. If you want to do it a little more difficult, you can get a great piece of French bread, put a lot of butter on top of it, add some of that garlic or onion powder, and also add some real garlic if you want. It will turn out fantastic, but this is the quicker way to do it, so we're showing you this today on Studio 10. Pretty simple, making Texas toast, not a whole lot to it.
Ooh, and this bread has cheese on it. It's fancy.
Well, you know, I'm from Wisconsin, so I got to add the cheese to it. So we got that going, and we have the oven preheated if you want to get that in there. This whole dish will serve about 4 to 6. And then lastly in this segment, we really want to start working on the goodness, which is the actual sauce. Now, I brought the heat down, and if you missed the first segment, what I think makes this just a little bit unique, what I like to do, some people may frown on this, like the professional chefs, but I think it tastes great, is combining sauces. I have a vodka cream sauce here, and I have a 4 cheese Alfredo. And look at that when you pour it in and we start to stir it up here, and it's going to get a real nice color to it. The reason I like combining these two, vodka cream sauce and a 4-cheese Alfredo, is because I add more garlic to it later. You can buy like a roasted garlic Alfredo sauce or something like that. I don't like to buy the sauces with garlic because I like to add my own garlic into it. So we're stirring this up just like so, and we'll continue to stir that up to a better point. But just for time's sake here, I'm going to start to add some of the other elements to it, which is that minced garlic. And I like a lot of garlic, Cherish.
Yeah, I do too. And that is a must, that fresh garlic to have in your fridge. Oh.
So good. So we have that going in there. And then, Cherish, also for you, I know you like pepper. You've talked about it a lot.
Love it.
We're going to add some cracked pepper to this. And you know what? Then we're going to stir it up, and we're going to let it sit here like so. And at a very low heat, we're going to let all the flavors come together, and when we come back in our third and final segment, we'll combine all of this, we'll bring out the Texas toast, and we will have ourselves a Valentine's Day meal.
I'm going to point out that I'm a crazy person because I totally did not see this little pan underneath. I'm not used to pans like this, so I just took aluminum foil and stuck it in there. Hey, it'll all cook the same, but I'm going, why didn't he get a pan? Hey, it works, but this would be said pan.
Either way will work. We got to be careful now if it's just on the foil for it not to get sticky on there. It might get a little hot on the bottom, but
we can get it out with this.
We'll work it out. All right, so there we have it. Chicken vodka Alfredo, putting it together in our final segment coming up in just a little while. Coming up next on Studio 10, do you have Facebook fatigue?
Thank you for joining us here on Studio 10. We're inviting you into our great kitchen set this morning where Joe is cooking something that would be great for Valentine's Day or really any day of the week.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep our Thermador cooktop pretty busy here in the kitchen. What we have, if you're just joining us, is we have a chicken vodka Alfredo mix. Now, the key to this is mixing a regular Alfredo, a 4-cheese Alfredo, with a vodka sauce, combining the two. I just like the way that tastes. I think it's fantastic. And we also have our noodles done, and we are ready to go here. So I'm going to start plating a little dish of this up. And by a little dish, I mean a huge dish. Cherish, you don't have to eat the whole thing.
Lots of pasta. I love pasta.
I love pasta too. So we have this going. I'm going to add that in 1 second. First, I want to pull out this garlic bread too. And like I said, there's plenty of different ways to do garlic bread. You can do it the quick and easy way with some Texas toast. Or you can buy some nice French bread and do it up yourself. But we have that going. And now it is time to bring this goodness together. Now, I haven't cut up these chicken pieces. That's sometimes another thing that I do is I cut them up a little bit smaller. But you can see that's just looking good, drizzling all that goodness on top like that. And then to add a little bit of flavor and color, we're going to add some Parmesan cheese. I like to go with a true Parmesan cheese, not the powdery stuff.
Yeah, the fresh stuff.
And then hit it with some parsley flakes for a little bit of color. And boom! You got your dish. Yeah, it looks fantastic. Now, I know it's a little bit messy, Cherish. I don't know if you can find like just a noodle or something you want to try it out. Yeah.
I'm very excited. Yay, Joe's cooking. Now, the sauces, you said you can use any sauce that you want, but is there a particular brand that you liked?
The brand aren't so much as important as combining the two. And the other thing, like I said earlier, is I like to mix the creamy sauces, like a cheese sauce and a cream sauce, because I add my own garlic and pepper into it. So there you have it, guys. Something you can do for Valentine's Day. The recipe is online.
Joe can cook, y'all.
Yay!
This is awesome. I think that's the first time I've said y'all in like 10 years.
Y'all, Pauladine,
Joe can cook, y'all. This is great.
Well, I'm glad you like it. We'll be right back with more Studio 10.